beauties. Hello, hello. Happy 2026, January 15th. My goodness, here we are. Before we jump into it, I'm just going to check if we're actually live. Never do know sometimes with a technology. I was just a bit of a delay with starting. I was going to start at 1 today, but I was going to read you all a story actually, and I was just looking for the story, and I'm super organized, and I just wanted to get the right story so I could read it all to you. Hello, hello. Let me know you're here. Drop me a heart. I'd love to hear how you are. What are you up to this January? How are you pacing the start of the year? It's always so exciting, the start of the year. Yeah, let's. Fabulous. We're here, we're in the group. Oh my gosh, I have so much to share. There's so much going on right now. And it's just pacing myself to go, where to start? So, how about, before I wait for a few people to jump on, show me, oh, I don't know what happened then. I'm just gonna see. Oh, am I still here? Yes, I'm still here. I don't know what happened then. I thought I jumped off, but no. Yes. Where am I? 1 minute, folks. Give me a sec to get all this sorted, and we'll be straight on. Yes, we're back. So, 2026. Is anyone here into Chinese astrology, numerology? I just would love to start with that. It's something I don't talk about a lot, but this is something I'm really highly interested in, and love that the science of numerology and astrology, well, the science of it when it's systemized and has the decades and centuries of backing, and the science behind the formulations, how they can help our life. Before I get into some juicy industry insights, because you know what, January and February, when set up really well, intentionally, I'm talking about strategically and carefully, can create your highest revenue year yet. You want to show you exactly how? Well, they can be our biggest, most powerful months for growth, and if you're wanting to scale your business. So if you're wanting to increase your revenue, increase your team, grow your business to a new location, bring in a new device, more product, offer high-end treatments, whatever it is, this is the time to actually sit down and do your goals. I was going through my goals last week, and I'm a big believer in goal setting. I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore. Not against people doing them, of course, but I'm a big believer in creating 2 big goals for the year, and my coach sat down with all of us, and we worked out and mapped out our first quarter goals, and I'm so excited about my goals this year. And I'm often racing because if you set 2, the more likely you'll achieve them, and if you map them out, it's all possible. I'm just going to see if anyone's here. Just, yeah, if you've jumped on, hashtag live, and if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. I love seeing who's been here and how far our community expands, and you're equally important to me watching the replay. So hello, hello. We're just talking about what is possible in January and February, getting off and racing for the new year. I'm going to be touching on astrology, numerology, business goals, what's possible in 2025, and all the things, just for a bit of fun, because I'm such a big believer in the year of astrology and how it can affect our energy, because everything is energy, right? Absolutely everything. I've got the year of the horse on. Where are you, horsey? Can you see the horse? I'm not sure, but I've got this side. I've got a horsey print on my jumpsuit. I don't know if you can see. Yes. Just a bit of fun. Love being a bit quirky, folks. So with the right strategy and simple systems and a confident client conversations, this year can be more expansive than ever. And I'm here to expand my circle of connection and influence and impact. And, you know, those who value growth, integrity, genuine support, and who want to attract and nurture their ideal clients, I have an incredible opportunity where you can double your revenue, retain more of your ideal clients, and scale your business with more ease, time flexibility, without exhaustion this year. My gosh. So, and one of my offers went today. I'm giving away 2 months for free, 2 months of coaching for free, because this year I don't want you to be working harder. I don't want you to be busier. This year is all about doing less, but doing less better, not more. Be focused, be intentional, be greater and better at what you're doing. This is the year of stepping into the version of who you really want to be. So stop the dabbling and starting the commitment to creating the life and the business you want. My coach actually said the other day, and she reminded me of a quote that Tony Robbins said, and I am a deep believer in this. What you practice in private, you get rewarded for in public. And I know this true to my bones. And that's like saying, if you've got great, healthy friendships, personally, consistently, intensely, and that's why you get rewarded publicly for it, because in private, you've been doing the effortless effort, I call it. So it's effort to get where you are right now, wherever you are in your health, wealth, relationships, business, your body, whatever it is that you're flourishing in. These things aren't accidental. Because I can relate to this, because back in the day, when I ran my business for 17 years and I had 3 full-time beauty therapists and 2 contractors, you know, people would say, you run this business so easily, it looks so easy. And on the front end, it really was. It was what I say, effortless effort. But yet, there was systems, there was structures, there was meetings for 2 minutes every day. There was a longer meeting once a week with a team. We put in the time, energy, effort, and money to make our business 4 times award winning. We weren't aiming for the award until the awards came up, but we wanted to create such impact in our community, with our clients, with the results, so they continue to return, rebook, and purchase home care so they can continually get the results at home. So, you know, what they didn't see was the systems, the strategy, the care behind the scenes, the effort, the energy, the standards that were written in policy and procedure manuals that were consistently and intensely embodied and mastered. This is the thing, doing less, doing more, doing less but doing less better, but mastering what you do. So you're not doing more. And the decisions that I would never do anything ordinary. That was a big decision, because the ease on the front end only exists because of the disciplines, structures, systems, procedures, and policies on the back end. Is this landing? Like, does this make sense? Like, what I'm teaching, talking about is hopefully you can take it away and go, oh, what else can I apply to my business? And it applies to everything, right? business that looks seamless, relationships that feel strong, bodies that feel energized, and your health that feels grounded, like lives that feel spacious and abundant. So yeah, as I mentioned, nothing and none of this happens because of winging it. It happens because someone chose to focus on less but doing it better. Do you love that? Is that something you relate to? Is that something you'd like to take into 2026? Focus on less but doing it better. So, this is the year. It's not about trying to fix everything at once. It's about doing a few things exceptionally well and then tweaking them with intention. And that's what I notice when I'm coaching people, is that a lot of my clients got to the 10K weeks consistently, but a few didn't. And that's okay, because they fixed their systems, their structures, their conversations with their clients. They understood when to actually talk to their clients to get the greatest and better outcome for the client result. Because you can't expect different results doing the same things the same way. It just doesn't work like that, right? So I've got some questions for you, real questions for you for this year. How are you going to show up this year? Are you going to lean in, ask more questions, ask better questions? Are you going to allow yourself for support? Business support, perhaps? Are you going to be doing things that are going to support your business to grow further, faster, and more strategically, so you're not wasting time and energy and effort? Are you going to stay consistent when it's not that exciting? We have to admit that, right? What we do sometimes isn't exciting all the time, but if we're consistent at it, the results and the rewards will show up. Because this year is the year, it really is. 2026 is powerful because this is a year that, not someday, not later, not when it feels easier. This is the year you stop scattering your energy and start backing yourself properly. It's exciting. 2026 is expansive. And if you're here listening, engaging, and staying curious, already it tells me something about you already. And, for me this year, just to share a little bit for what I want to create for my two major goals to come true, and they're already working, I can see. I'll show you and share something in a minute. I need to be creating an energy in myself that is more calm than last year, even more decisive. Someone I need to become is trusting the timing even more. Someone who values sustainability over urgency, and that's what I'm becoming. Someone who lets life and business coexist. Because, something I don't also talk about, I have a very holistic and spiritual lifestyle. I've stopped drinking alcohol a long time ago. Look, I might have one drink a year, big deal, but that doesn't sit well with a lot of people, and I don't talk about this enough, but I actually don't like the taste of alcohol unless it's absolutely amazing. And the effect of that is I have more clarity, more energy, less brain fog. I've had the days of really enjoying beautiful wines every night or every couple of days a week, and it's just not me. I have to be really brutal. So for me to show up to who I am, I need to be comfortable with that. And someone who lets life and business coexist is sharing that I'm someone who's very interested in numerology, spirituality, astrology, and business. I love weaving them together. I created a very holistic spiritual business with doing both, and all of it together. Because this year is the year of transparency, more than ever. And if I can talk a little bit about astrology and the numerology of this year, because it fascinates me. Does it fascinate you? I just think how this can be. So let me just see who's here. Yeah. Okay. So if you've just jumped on, just let me know you're here. I'd love to see your name. So if we look at last year, year 2025, that was a 9-year, and it was a year of endings. I know I had a few endings, a few relationship endings, and I'll just jump back on just Squizzy, because I think, because on my phone I can see who's here, but on my PC I can't, so I just have to bear with me. Here we are. Is anyone here? Yeah, I was talking about 2025. So it was a year of endings. Did anything end for you? Did you have relationship endings, financial endings, health endings? Like, do you feel better from your health, your wellness? You know, it was the year of endings. Love relationships, businesses that, or a business that no longer served you. A few people shut their business and started a new career, I noticed. But 2026 is very exciting. It's a new cycle, the year of the fire horse. This year is for fresh starts, bold moves, and leadership energy. So we need to lean into that. This is the year that when a year is presented, it gives us an opportunity to lean into the energy of the year. So 2026 Fire Horse is about those fresh starts, bold moves, and leadership energy. So it's also, when you add up all the figures of 2026, it's a new cycle. So, and it's the universal number of 1. So if you're interested in numerology, you add up your full birth date and you get your actual number. So 1 is about drive, courage, initiative, creativity. It's about breaking new ground, forging uncharted territory, and creating the life you've always wanted. So lean into that beauty. This is it. In 2026, it favors bold and initiation. So setting new boundaries for yourself, setting your new personal best, and stepping into your power. So what will you create in 2026? What will you contribute to humanity? What legacy will you leave? How brave will you be? Because the future self is waiting, and that's what it's fantastically here to show you. And I just wanted to share that because it just gives you more possibility of what is possible in the year ahead. So yeah, how did that all sit with you? Are you into Chinese astrology, numerology? Just a little bit of a catch up with all the things. And I just wanted to touch on that. But, you know, something really exciting, talking about bold moves and new starts and new beginnings. I have the opportunity for 4 people. 1 has already gone this morning. I'm giving away 2 months of coaching, for free when you jump onto the Salon Success program. So you're going to get 5 months of coaching for the value of 3 and $700 worth of bonuses. Oh my God, I am so excited for this opportunity. And 1 went this morning. This incredible salon owner who wants to have multiple locations and is ready. She already makes 10K a week by being a cosmetic tattooist, and she is ready to take on a team because she has got such a year to expand. So what else are you going to get in this program? I just want to talk about it. So the total length of the program is 5 months. You're getting 2 months for free. It's an inner circle cohort. So you're coming together with like-minded professionals in 2 calls a month. That'll be 60 minutes of private coaching for guidance, accountability, and real-time support. And the third call is a 90-minute weekly business training workshop focused on either mindset, strategy, sales, business development, or growth in some way. So for the full month, you're going to get 3 calls. So that means you're going to get 10 60-minute accountability real-time support calls and 5 90-minute weekly business training calls. And that's not all. So the bonuses of $700, you're going to get one on call with me. There's 60 minutes, one on call strategy call where you will get a 90-minute business plan mapped out. And in that strategy call, we're going to go over really fine-tuning where you're at now and where you want to be. Imagine it was December 31st, 2026, and you go, this is what I want, and we're going to create it. So it's going to align with your systems, your leadership, your business. So it's all personalized to you and your business goals and dreams. If you've got a team, you'll get team support. They can jump on the 60-minute calls and the 90-minute weekly business training, monthly business training call. So it's an incredible opportunity. If this sparks a big fat yes, just drop me a red heart below and I can send you further details, because the depth of the framework of what I'm offering is going to create not only your long-term support and long-term growth, but sustainable business growth rather than short-term tactics. You're not consistently reaching your revenue by doing the same thing. That's a sign of madness, right? If you expect a different result doing the same thing, that is madness. So we want to be very strategic, systemized, but yet in a fluid, feminine way. So it's natural. But you learn how to run a business with intention. You learn how to run a business properly, carefully, and strategically. And it's developed exclusively for skin, beauty, aesthetic professionals. No matter if you're an eyelash artist, a cosmetic tattooist, skin, dermal therapist, injectable nurse. So any realm in our beauty, skin, aesthetic industry, this is who this is for. So you're going to get a proven support structure, recognizing that businesses don't scale in isolation or grow, because the program provides clarity, perspective, and accountability. So you're no longer carrying every decision on your own. That's such a relief, isn't it? You've got me holding your hand 5 days a week with real-time support and having 2 calls once a month and 1 business training call once a month as well. So this is a system that has delivered repeatable results for solo operators and business owners with teams, regardless of experience level of your business stage. It doesn't matter that part, because this is a blueprint that replaces years of trial and error, saving you time, money, and energy, and costly mini steps that often come from trying to figure everything out alone. This is like really exciting. And it's a clear pathway to consistent revenue, stronger client retention, and confident leadership, supported by guidance, systems, and real lifetime world experience. Like 33 years I'm bringing to the table. So if you want this, it's time. This is your year. So you're going to get 5 months, only paying for 3, a strategy call, a 90-day business call, and if you've got a team, they can jump on more. There's so much more available in this Salon Success Inner Circle program. My gosh, you got the 60-day manual that we go through together when we're in the calls, and once you've finished the call, There'll be some of your business to implement and really fine tune. And then you've got real-time support with me in the Voxer app, where I get back to you immediately with any questions, whether it's email support, SMS support, building your business, your strategy, your sales, when you have specific conversations, how to lead a conversation that converts to sales. So this is a time where you need to lean into getting powerful support, and I'm all for it. I mean, 2026 is so expansive. Are you feeling how incredible this year can be? How possible it can be for you all? I hope so. Very exciting, beauties. It really is exciting. Now, I'm not sure if you've all got time, but I'd love to read you a story. I'm going to see if I can bring it up. It's an incredible story. My coach read to me, and when I read it, I got truth bumps. So when she read it to me, I got truth bumps. It's a story that's available, it's out there, but if you've got an entrepreneurial business brain, or you just really want to see things shift this year, I think this story will make sense. I'll see if I can bring it up. Yeah, okay. Let's give it a crack. So this is a story about the one-sided die concept. And are you into it? I'd love to. If you've got another 5 minutes, I'd love to just really, really bring something home to you. So entrepreneurship is often framed as rolling a die. You either win or you lose. But smart business owners reframe the game. They design their business like a die with only winning sides on it, or at least more winning sides than losing ones. So meaning, you may fail temporarily, you may pivot, you may learn something, but you never truly lose, because every outcome gives you lessons, capability, relationships, momentum, brand awareness, business awareness, offers tested, your promotions tested, insight into your market, your ideal client, your client's wants, needs and desires. So even if a failed promotion, launch or slow month is not a loss, it just feeds the next level. This is why ambitious business owners are willing to take bold action. They're stacked the die. Many-sided die. This is a story by a YouTuber called Alex Hormozi. So here we go. Hopefully that gives you an intro. So imagine a friend and you are playing a dice rolling game. You each get given one die. One of the die has 20 sides. The other has 200. So each die only has green on one side and the rest are red. The point of the game is simple. Roll green as many times as you can. The rules of the game are as follows. You can't see how many sides you have. You can only see if you roll red or green. If you roll green, one of your red sides turns green. And if you get it, you roll again. If you roll red, nothing happens, and you get to roll again. The game ends when you stop rolling. And if you stop rolling, you lose. So what do? You roll. And when you roll red, you pick up the die and roll again. And when others roll green, you pick up the die and roll again. And when you roll green, you pick up the die and roll again. You keep telling yourself one thing. The more I roll, the more greens I get. At first you roll green once in a while. But as more red sides turn green, the greens happen more. With enough rolls, hitting green becomes the rule rather than the exception. So what does your friend do? He or she, a few times, continues to roll and hits red each time. They see you roll a green and complain that you must have a die with fewer sides. He says, or she says, the reason it's the only way you could have a rolled green before him or her, and although you did, you also rolled many times. So which is it? In either case, he rolls a few more times in frustration and hits a green, but then he complains about how long it takes. He or she spent more time watching you and complaining than actually playing. Meanwhile, you've hit your green streak. It's so much easier for you, he tells himself. You get greens every time. The game is rigged, so what's the point? He quits. So who got the die with 20 sides? You got the die with 200 sides. If you get the game, then you see. Once you roll enough times, the die you're given doesn't matter. The die with fewer sides might roll green sooner. The die with more sides might roll green later. But a die with a green side always has a chance of rolling green. If you roll it, every die hits its green streak when rolled enough times. All of us gets many-sided die. And looking at other players, you have no idea if it's their 100th roll or their 100,000th roll. You don't know how good other players are when they start. You can only see how well they do it now. But if you understand the game, you also know it doesn't matter. You see, a few begin playing early, others begin much later. The rest sit on the sidelines complaining about how lucky the players are. I guess so, but they're luckier because they play. And when they hit the red, which they do, they don't and didn't quit. They rolled again. So learning to advertise is a lot like the game of a many-sided die. You don't know if it's going to work. Like marketing, right? You don't know if it's going to work. And when you start advertising, marketing, showing up, you will probably hit red on its first rolls. But if you try enough times, you will hit green. And when it works, you have a better chance of getting it to work again. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. You begin to understand the game, no matter how many players there are or the number of sides on the die you're given. You start to see the only two guarantees. 1, the more times you roll, the better you get. 2, if you quit, you lose. So here's my final promise. You can't lose if you don't quit. Would you live like this? Would you let your thoughts take away from this? Because in our industry, your dice looks like this. You roll the dice when you run a promotion, pitch a treatment, offer a treatment, recommend home care, raise prices, send an email, post on socials, ask for the rebooking, learn new skills, create an event, hold the event, invest in mentoring. Some of the roles feel like a red. They didn't buy. I don't hear back from my clients. What happened to them? Where are my clients? The month dipped. The staff member resigned. The promotion, the offer was a disaster. It flopped. But here's the truth. Most beauty skin professionals never realize you never went backwards. You just roll again. And every time you hit green, a client buys, someone rebooks. Retail hits a new high. A post performs. Your offer lands. Clients buy your promotion. A team member steps up. Your confidence raises. You hit your revenue goals. So, one of your red sides silently turns green. That's why seasoned, profitable salons seem to get luckier over time. It's not luck, it's a stacked odds. They keep rolling the dice. They learned you don't win because you're the most talented. You win because you roll more times than the person who stopped. But the painful part, you do not get to see how many sides your die has. Some clinics get 20-sided die, the others get 200-sided die. But here's what matters. The game only ends if you stop rolling, if you stop recommending, stop reviewing your prices, stop promoting, stop asking your clients important questions, stop coaching your team if you have a team, stop refining your consultations. You lose, but if you keep rolling, keep being messy, keep showing up, keep being brave, keep learning, your odds change. Your reds slowly convert to green and you become the salon that always wins. The therapist where people will pay for your offers, your treatments, and pay premium for the business. The business owner who leads with certainty because you stayed in the game long enough for momentum to tip in your favor. So the big takeaway here for all of us, you don't need fewer reds, you need more roles, more attempts, more conversations, more upgrades, more offers, more follow-ups, more courage, because every decision creates momentum, even setbacks. So beauties, what did you think of the die rolling story? I'd love to hear. Because when I think of that, I do get truth bumps because I have been through every stage of business. And even today, when things get rough and a bit wobbly, things work out because I keep going, I keep rolling. And with my coaching business, you know, I hear the back end stories, and that's why it's important to get the support that works for you. So on that note, beauties, here's to an expansive couple of months. Put the time, the energy, the effort, the strategy, the care into creating an incredible January, February. Set up your two major goals, a professional goal and a personal goal, and get set of how you're going to create them. So if you want my support in 2026 for the next 5 months and get 2 months for free with those bonuses, $700 bonuses, there's only 4 spots left, starting in second week of February, and this offer ends at the end of January. So drop me a heart. I love to connect with you if you want more details. Bye for now, beauties. This has been fabulous being back.